is
Yes.
riveting. So if you want to go back over what we talked about, you go to the Corn wiki, and you're up to date on what's happening with Corn, the band. And then we talked about we're talking about Tycho's experience in his first community games, which has been great, and you're caught up. So yeah, I fucked up. I didn't start the stream, Ollie. Whoops.
Serious?
Yeah, we've been going for 15 minutes without the stream. It's fine
Oh,
though. This will make YouTube. I already caught everybody up. It only took like 30 seconds to cover what we took
okay.
15 minutes for. So
Perfect.
we're great. Everything's wonderful. Anywho, so you were saying like the bands thing was a little bit off-putting. You didn't know what to do or deal with that, right?
Yeah, I know, because I'm so used to like just like solo queue bands. You're not used to like run the OPGGs on everyone else. Because like yeah, you can ban their top three, any of those ones, or you can ban whatever's meta right now. Like you just like now you have like a bigger pool to worry about.
Yeah, whatever is meta like never gets banned in
Mhm.
community
That's
games.
true.
They only ban like hard ban people's best champions, which I
Well, they better
honestly
get.
think if you know that information, it's a probably a smarter ban anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna give everyone a little cheat sheet. You should, if I get ADC next time, you should ban Brand. I'm gonna play some Brand. I played like Brand when he was like meta for like ADC, and I think I had like a 78% win rate. It was actually insane how broken he was.
Nice.
He's still doing pretty well.
And he's
Yeah, he's
still doing
still
pretty
way
well.
up there.
I was
I'm
gonna
too
say
lazy to
when
play
he was
ADC.
meta, he's still meta, right?
Yeah, he's not
I thought he got
unmeta.
I thought he was still. I thought he got pushed back to support, and that was like Vlad and
Oh,
stuff.
okay. Okay.
Oh, well, I
That's
mean
what I
that's
thought.
that's true, but like brand's still like a thing,
Mm.
you know. I don't know if you can see this fly on my nose, but this is the son of a bitch that was flying in my eye during the game. That is literally, I don't know how that fly flies with his cantaloupe sized balls, and he keeps coming back at me. I will get him. He will die. I don't care. Flies have like a what lifespan? It's got to be short.
It is short. It has to be like 2 or 3 weeks, right?
I mean, is it even that long? Let's see. Lifespan
Of a
of a,
housefly.
of a fly. 28 days? I gotta
Yeah,
put up
In
with
man.
a
this
house?
It's like
asshole
a
for
month.
28 days?
No. Honestly, I noticed that when they're in my house, they stop flying after like 3 days, and then I just never see them again.
This motherfucker has been going for 4. So either I'm being assaulted by an old man housefly that's crotchety and evil, or like he's just like the Scrooge McDuck of houseflies and he stays around forever just so he can spit on my eyes while I'm playing League of Legends. Ugh. Anyway, okay, back to whatever we were talking about. So, you enjoyed your experience, you thought it was fun. What were your big takeaways? Like, it, was the game fairly balanced, you felt like?
Yeah, I mean, it was fairly balanced. I thought it was good. It was. I think everyone played better than what they're used to, just because like the you were with a team of strangers. Like for me at least, I was with a team of strangers, so I didn't want to be the bad player. Nobody ever wants to be the bad player. So everyone's playing to their best ability. Everyone like you're still trying to find that role, like who is going to be the leader,
Hmm.
or like it's kind of hard to find it sometimes. Um, but the one thing I really like was that I didn't have to rely to chat, and I didn't have to rely to just pings to figure out where anybody is. Everyone's calling out, red buff is spawn. Watch out for top lane. Jungler's going to come probably within the next 2 minutes. That was nice to have. So because that it's like that audio, like just feeding through my head is a lot easier to like to intake than to just like read it off chat. Because if I just read it, then I'm probably gonna forget about it within like 30 seconds. But like if somebody's like just like plugging my ear with that information, then it's easier and it makes laning phase a lot better.
Now, I actually wasn't there for community games, but I am curious. Did you guys invade, or did you get invaded?
Yeah.
Both games,
Oh, that
right?
always that always
Did
happened.
we? Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. Both games. The first game I was
Okay,
like,
good, because you are supposed to invade or get
yeah,
invaded every single community game. That is the rule.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's an unspoken rule, but it's there. I mean, it is 100%. Like somebody's getting invaded on, which is funny. We were playing a game like just a 5 man, and I can't remember under what circumstances we were doing it, but I was playing with some people in the community or whatever. We were just sitting around in Discord, fucking around and playing it normal. And I had said, they have this team, like they have a blitz and they have this and they have that. I bet they're going to try to invade us. I was like, so let's do Lola counter invade play one and sit right here in this bush. And then when they come in, we just mob jump their blitz, kill him, and whatever, we're done. Right? Exactly what we did. And we turned that like invade into like a 2-0, right? And they had no idea what
Perfect.
the fuck to do. And so I was like, if not for Lola community games, this beauty never would have happened. Because we've already like crafted the this is how you invade, this is how you counter invade, this
Yeah,
is
the
invade.
mind games that go with that have gotten really elevated lately. It's been excellent.
Yeah, it's pretty next level invade shit. So anyway, so cool. You enjoyed it. You thought it was fun, and like, how was your team's like mentality? Was anybody flaming or anything like that?
No, first game was a stomp. Well, I was like what 7-1. Wukong was 7-1.
Yeah, it was
First
pretty
game
bad.
was
It
easy.
was pretty harsh.
Second game, it was I could sense it in people like they were kind of pissed we were losing, but no one wants to be that guy. But just like the language they use, but it wasn't bad. We still played to the very end until we knew exactly there's no way we were gonna come back. Like everyone still had hope. Like everyone was there to play the game. It didn't feel
Right.
like solo queue madness when you just get trolls or inters. It was relaxing.
No,
So
it
I
gets
liked
heated
it.
because we
It
care,
was
but
it was good competitive playing.
yeah, so no one had that like Avatar Sokka moment where they like foam at the mouth and collapse. That didn't happen. All right.
No.
Well, cool, guys. Let's move on a little bit. We had a listener write into the show, and it was one of the like a longer email that we've got. So I'm going to summarize it down. His name's Double D, and Double D wrote in on the rant that I went on last week, and he said, uh, basically, he's a silver player. He gets that maybe he doesn't have the best game understanding, and his mechanics are spotty, but they can be on and then sometimes they're off, right? But he was listening on the rant on TP and he wanted us to go into like a lot more depth on that, right? And so, because he said it was frustrating to hear the like, well, if you're not diamond plus, don't even try, right? Like, because that's not how you get better. And he's got a valid point there. And the reason I probably didn't go into it harder is because really it was an unplanned rant because I see all these ADCs taking teleport over heal when heal would actually be better. And that's what causes this kind of guttural reaction in me where I'm like, God damn, please don't. Right?
right.
The funny thing is, I answered this email, and then that evening, I got paired with a gold something, like a gold 4 ADC in a normal game that was playing Draven. It was like me and Ernie and somebody else were playing. And I got paired with a gold 4 random ADC Draven. And he took teleport into another ADC. And I had said, hey, dude, just so you know, like, you don't want to take teleport into another ADC because heal's just better in the scenario where it's like a classic
Classic
ADC
matchup.
support versus ADC support. And he's like, nah, man, you're dumb. All ADCs take TP now. New meta. And I'm like,
Yikes.
no, you don't understand while they're doing that at the high. I understand that they're doing that at the LCS, but you're not understanding why and in what circumstances they do that versus just emulating what you see and being like, hey, new meta, now we all take teleport. Because had he have taken heal, we would have actually completely crushed the bot lane. Like, it wouldn't have even been close. So I do want to talk about that, and I wrote a very long email answer to him, but I'm just going to kind of cover the high points of that email kind of in words, and then I want you guys to kind of weigh in on what you think about, what it is we're talking about and doing here, right? Okay,
Sure.
cool. So, first things first. Before I get into like why TP is good, I want to talk about like why I warned players that are below high diamond or master or LCS caliber challenger players that aren't those, why I warn you off TP, right? First things first, TP is a summoner spell that scales with your map awareness, right? You have to be able to take in a global amount of information to be able to use it effectively, right? While you're doing something else. So it's not like if you think about a regular summoner spell, like you've got a ball and you're tossing it up in the air and catching it in one hand. It's the difference between doing that and juggling 2 or 3 balls, right? It takes a different amount of concentration. You're doing more things. You have to concentrate on not only keeping up in the air the thing that you're actually paying attention to, but then you add a support in with it. Then you go ahead and you throw in another, which is acquiring global map information about other players, how their matchups are going, what's their position in lane, are they low health, can I gank them, and if I do gank them, am I surrendering my own turret? Because
Mhm.
keep in mind, you're gone out of the lane, so somebody else is coming back in and they're going to be behind you. Right? Like they're pushing into your turret. So
Mhm.
unless you can go up there and make a game breaking play and get back in time, it may not even be the best to go in on that, even if the prerequisites are met. Right? And it takes a lot of information gleaned from the game to even be able to make the call on whether or not to do it, more or less to actually perform it in a game.
Mhm.
So that's a very high threshold. And it is such a high threshold that it is that distinguishes top tier LCS pros from mid tier LCS top laners. Right? That is like the highest of high hanging fruit. And if it's something that's that difficult to balance all this shit, then and you're in silver or you're in bronze or you're in gold or you're where the hell did Zill go?
No idea. That kind of killed the mood.
He says power went out. Well, that's gonna screw up the
Okay,
video.
keep going.
Uh, okay, that's fine. We'll just not worry about the video for now because it is donked. Because mine's gone, and
Still see mine, right?
yeah, it's just you and me though.
Okay.
But it's only one of us on the screen at a time. Yikes.
Well then,
Yeah, I can't do both. I don't know how to do both. There it is, but still, that's not good.
doesn't show for me. It shows like you're the bigger screen, mine's the smaller one.
Yeah, okay, so now I'm kind of crunched down, and you're in Zill's screen, and I'm just not gonna fix it. I hope he comes back, because
Okay.
otherwise this is gonna be a nightmare to watch on YouTube. Because like one is half your chest, and then my receding hairline on the stream, and that's all you get is the top of my head here, and then me like with a big goofy smile down here. Ah, shit. Anyway, so I lost my train of thought in all this mess. Where was I at?
uh, you were talking about like
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
top
That
laners need to have a good threshold of like
yeah. So that's
understanding
like
these
that's super high hanging fruit for a top laner. Like you have to really, really practice that, and that's what distinguishes really good LCS top laners from like okay top laners. Like people used
Mhm.
to rip on Dyrus for this shit, and he is literally a professional player. So that is a very, very difficult skill to perfect. Versus if you're a bronze player, like you can't learn everything all at once, or you're a silver player, you can't learn everything all at once. Focus on the things that you can easily get better at that will like push you up the ladder versus trying to focus on like global map awareness, which is something that's not even required, honestly, to hit diamond.
Mhm.
Like you can get diamond and have meh map awareness. I know. I
Yeah.
do. Right? So I mean and this is not me being like, "Oh, I'm a diamond player. oh, you don't do TP until you're a diamond player, because I do not have the skill to do this. Like, I don't. So this is me humbly saying, this is a skill that I do not even have. Nor would I like spend the time. Well, one, I'm a support player, but assuming I was, trying to figure out TP until I get to the point where I've resolved a whole bunch of shit out of my game, I'm not going to spend time on this.
Mm-hmm.
So, secondly, like, if, you know, it's exceptionally rare for silver players to even have the map awareness to be able to execute this, because it's rare for diamond players and it's rare for plat players, it's rare for gold players. It's just you can't really count on doing it, right? So, oftentimes I talked about like the skill pyramid, like you have the baseline level skills that you need to get better, like CSing and basic mechanics and when to trade and auto attacking and attack moving, right? Like those are all the bottom of the pyramid things that you can build on to get better,
Mm-hmm.
right? This is like the flag on the top of the pyramid. It's not even a block. It's like decoration that you put on the very top when you're done with all the other shit. So don't spend your time decorating a pile of rocks. Wait till you build a pyramid. Anywho, secondly, you will get more out of heal simply because it's a combat summoner, whereas TP truly isn't a combat summoner. And it works for two people in the bot lane, and it gives move speed, and it lets you win an all-in engagement. It can enable you then to get a double kill, which can enable you to snowball harder, faster, right? Because you can turn a 2-0 to a 4-0 to a 6-0, and then you're a monster, and then you have a chance against the other team's monster, because that's how silver, gold, and plat work. Somebody will always leave laning phase, seemingly, at least 4-0. I mean, Ollie, you're in plat. Am I off base here?
No, it's snowballing is still like a big issue. I noticed a lot of guys they just don't know how to play from behind. I feel that even my friends have told me like I think one of the reasons why I'm flat. I know you said like you have no map awareness. What did you peak at? Like diamond
Diamond 4
4?
is my peak right
Yeah,
now.
and you really feel like you don't have no map awareness.
No, I
I
don't
don't
have
feel
very
I have
good
map
map.
awareness. Like I don't know why I play top lane. I don't know when to use to teleport half the time. I can admit to that. Like my teleport, like my threshold, like understanding TP, it's not good, but I still make it work because I excel in other things that make me the rank I am. So for this guy, like he says he's silver, and like one of the things he said was that sometimes I'm on, sometimes I'm off. Like, something he understands it, something he doesn't. And I think he's getting confused with the on switch that everyone experiences. Like, I have those days where, you ever have those days like, I'm going to play ADC, I'm going to play Vayne because I feel like playing Vayne. And you win 2 games in a row and you're on a hot streak and you just feel like you could just win everything. Like, you're acting like, why aren't I diamond yet? Right. And I think that's what the guy's thinking. He had some little success with this spell. He thinks it's broken. Like everyone has that. And just because it's working at a high elo level and it's working for you now in low elo doesn't mean it's going to work forever. You have to truly understand why it works, and you need to understand the other basics in low elo. Like, what was the thing? Like you said, like heal is a combat spell. It works for another teammate in desperate needs. In a team fight, I can the amount of times I've saved a teammate in a team fight because of heal, it outweighs TP drastically. So that's one of the things I think this guy needs to understand is that yes, TP works for you now. It's not going to work for you forever. One, because you're low elo, which means that you don't have a grasp on a lot of basic concepts yet, and that's it sucks. It sucks to hear it, but it's true. I don't have a grasp on all the concepts yet, and I'm plat, right? But I have a grasp on a lot of concepts enough to make me plat. Okay? So
Yeah.
you need to understand those other things first, and then you can start understanding why TP works. Just because TP works now doesn't mean it's going to work forever, dude.
No, I would agree with that. So,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so we talked about that, and then it gives you a potential to snowball. It also has half the cooldown as a summoner
Yeah.
spell of
Mm-hmm.
teleport. So
Mm-hmm.
if you fuck up a heal, it's not as big of an issue as if you fuck up a teleport,
Yeah.
right? And in lower elos, I see people just make the play of like, oh, I'm just gonna TP back to lane instead of walk back. Like, no, you don't do that unless you're like needing to absorb a wave,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or you're trying to get back in with an item advantage while the other people are still there and prevent them from a back time, right? The other reason why I say at low elo not to do this is because this skill pairs critically with wave management.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to know where to like if you know where to freeze a wave and how to control your wave and keep it on your side of the map and zone people out and do all these things that don't really happen until diamond. I mean, I don't see them until
I
diamond.
don't even understand wave management yet.
And I
Not
mean,
very
dude,
well.
I have played like I play with silver players all the time. I play with gold players all the time. I played through plat 3 seasons now. So I understand plat, like I get it. Whenever I say this stuff doesn't happen until diamond, it only happens sometimes in diamond 5, often in diamond 4, and
Mm-hmm.
diamond 3 it's what determines the outcome of games. Like that's when it starts being like a huge factor. Is when I'm playing at like Diamond 3, Diamond 2 Elo games. And so wave management is like one of the it's a critical skill, but it's a higher up block on the skill pyramid. It's exceptionally useful even at lower elos to help you like do stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not critical for you to climb. As evidenced by the fact that you just don't see it in plat. I'm not saying you don't have to have it or it wouldn't be good to learn it. I'm saying that it's not a critical skill
Mm-hmm.
until those points. Okay.
Yeah.
So, if you do TP and you can control your waves super well, it like doubles or triples the effectiveness of TP plays in the bot lane of like returning and when to return at the right time. So, if you don't know how to do that, that's another reason why the pros are taking TP and you shouldn't because they're getting bonus effectiveness out of it that you're not. Right. Okay.
And
So,
I think one last thing. I think one thing to consider is like with the top laner TP, you really don't only have to worry about the enemy top laner and maybe the jungler, depending where he is, from last time you remember. But if the ADC has to take TP, they need to worry about what your support's doing because in low elo, there's no real synergy between players and like low elo. You have to worry about what your support's doing, and you have to worry about where are the other two laners. You know, you don't want to waste that TP. At least with top laners, it's a little bit more forgiving than if a bot laner took TP.
mhm. Okay. So, assuming that you have entirely ignored my warnings by this point, and I would assume most people have, and they're like, oh, whatever, I'm going to do this TP thing, or I want to know when to do TP. Cool. Let me explain to you why TP is a thing. Like, under what circumstances is TP useful, and why would you take it? Right? So, to understand this, you have to understand where we came from, right? And that's a traditional ADC and support versus ADC and support. And in that situation, heal has always been taken. And the reason is because it's better, right? And here's how that fight goes somebody gets caught, ADC shoots abilities, and then starts auto tech, auto tech, auto tech, then the person's probably dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you cast heal at any point in that, those auto tech, auto tech, auto tech finishing moves are gone. The person can back off kind of and CS for a while and sustain back. And so maybe they don't have to completely disappear out of the lane, right? It's just you're at a disadvantage. You have to play safe for a while because you almost got hit, but it's doable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's traditional. Now, we are in a meta of fucked up, super weird, long range mage casting kill lanes and berserker fucking bruiser kill lanes, and all this shit, right? So
Mm-hmm.
here's how it plays out now in a 2v2. You're an ADC, they're double mages. If they hit CC on you, you're going to die. Or you're going to get 90%ed.
At
Because
least.
two burst casters will almost kill you from 100%, right? So if you cast heal, that doesn't matter because their abilities outrange your autos. So you cast heal, you go from 10% health to 20% health, you're still dead from range, and it doesn't let you stay in the lane, right? You lack 2v2 because you know that you're weaker early, and they can pretty much 100 to 0 you if you stay on a 2v2, right? Heal doesn't change that. You still lose in a 2v2. Number two, because you lose in a 2v2, you lack lane pressure. So you have to back off a good amount, right? Which then in turn causes you to get poked out of lane by somebody like any kind of mage caster support and caster ADC like Brand or Lux or Zyra or whatever, any of these, right? Can burst pop you out of lane, or Vlad with his crazy stupid sustain will
Mm-hmm.
just trade you out of lane, and there's not a lot you can do about it, right? And heal doesn't change that. This is why TP counters. Because you can get low and you can get poked out of lane, and then instead of just having to forfeit, you go back, you buy an item that gives you a short term power spike, then you TP back into lane and absorb the creep wave you could have lost. It lets you stay in it in terms of EXP. It burns them out of mana, and then they're gonna have to leave and come back. So you can take an EXP advantage, or you can create an all in with your item advantage. And those are the situations where you're absorbing a full wave. That's going to give you an additional power spike because you get EXP that you didn't get before. So when you're level 6 and they're still level 5, you can do something now. Right? Does that
Mm-hmm.
make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool. You know, the other thing with this whole plan is that, like I said, wave management is a necessity. But the main hate point for me, the reason I hate this strategy is because it is a commitment to having lost. It is making the best out of a guaranteed lose. Right? So, like, I'm an ADC and I'm up against a mage. I'm going to guaranteed lose. I better take TP so I don't lose as hard, or I can create myself something out of a lost scenario. You're in silver. People are making mistakes all the fucking time, like constantly, that are totally punishable. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you play ADC into that, because if you just play better, you just play smarter and punish them for the mistakes that they make, then odds are it does, the matchup or being bursted or whatever doesn't matter because they're going to miss skill shots anyway. And if they miss shit, then this should be an opportunity for you. Instead of saying I'm going to take teleport, you say I'm going to focus on dodging their shit and then counter bursting them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because
Because with burst, you just gotta like burst. Just
yeah,
those guys have long
if
cooldowns.
Lux throws her E at you and then throws a Q and you dash to the side and everything misses, she has auto attacks and a shield left
Mm-hmm.
and is nothing.
And she's vulnerable for like the next 5 seconds.
So you can just rail on her. And she doesn't
Yeah.
have hit points. Nobody does down there at that point, right? So, these are opportunities that you can use. You shouldn't commit to losing in a game where people don't know how to lane. Or like at an elo where people don't know how to lane. Right? Because you can do a lot of things that can turn all that around. You just need to focus on those things.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And typically in that low elo, people don't finish the games out early enough. And if you play your cards well, farm decently well, you should outskill, especially with your team.
And then secondly, and this is my other real big qualm with it, right, is if you do this TP strategy effectively, you end up in a situation where it's like, okay, I may have a little bit of an EXP advantage, or I may squeak out, like, I'm not losing as much farm as I would have if I got poked out. Tee, right? And so the fact that you're within 20 CS of your opponent and you don't have any kills, or maybe you get one kill by level 6, right? Because you got to level 6 first and you abused that power spike and you got that kill, right? Good job, you got that with TP. Whereas with heal, you potentially could have gotten double kills and then snowballed to be that 4-0, 5-0, 6-0 monster that you need to be to win at silver. Now you are only 10 CS down instead of way down, and you still can't do anything about the 6-0 fucking Darius top or the 6-0 Katarina mid or whatever that always seems to happen in silver and gold and sometimes in plat. Right? And like,
Sometimes, okay.
well, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
plat is the elo where that starts to turn around, where
Mm-hmm.
maybe not every game do you have a monster, but it's still like silver is the land of monsters.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what it is. Like somebody always comes out of silver huge. And you have to be able to deal with that. And if you have a 30 CS lead, you're not capable of dealing with monsters. You have to win and win big. If
Mm-hmm.
you're just going to put the game on your back and like hard carry it. But that's not, you know, that's not necessarily the path. Regardless, the critique in this email was that like we didn't go deep enough and explain it, and I wanted to do that, and I feel like this like more thought out counter rant has been like a 20-minute answer, and so I feel like that's a like pretty good coverage, and I hope uh, for Double D that we took his criticism seriously and really explained it because that's what I want to do. And I got the impression from what he wrote that he feels like we're taking a direction where we're like not explaining it to
Mm-hmm.
players that are in the lower elos as much, or we've lost contact with like what they're going through. And I haven't. I play with silvers all the time because that's what the community mostly comprises of. Like if you go into our Discord, it's mostly silver players.
Mm-hmm.
So I still remember what that's like because I played silver all the time. So I don't want to give you the impression that we don't care, we think you suck or whatever. It's not that. And please don't feel that way because that's not what we've tried to create here with this podcast and it never has been. Okay?
A lot of these things, like one thing is like if it works in high elo and you're like low elo, ask yourself the common question, like why does it work? You need to understand that first, but you also need to understand why am I not high elo enough to make this a common thing?
Well,
Just ask
okay.
yourself those simple questions
I
first.
say this with literally no malice in my voice, and there's nothing whenever I say this. Like, I don't feel it's not meant to be disparaging. The game played at Challenger is a different world than the game played at Diamond 3, which is
Hmm.
still high elo, is considered to be high elo.
Top 1.5%.
Well, like, I'm Diamond 4 and I'm at the top half of 1% right now.
Jeez.
So that is a different level of game than it is at plat and high gold, and then at low gold to mid silver is an entirely different game, and then from low silver to bronze, all of bronze, I don't care. Maybe bronze 5 is like its own different ecosystem, like a little Galapagos island of
Yeah.
terrible. But
That's
like
just
short
wood.
of that, is like it's its own game too. It's an
Mm-hmm.
entirely different system. And that makes sense because if you look at the bans, like you don't have Blitzcrank, he just doesn't get banned in any other elo but bronze, and he's almost like he's banned in bronze all the time. I remember when Amumu used to be like the bronze ban because nobody could beat him
Hmm.
in bronze, like nobody could. And I remember that very specifically. I remember when Master Yi used to be like the bronze Zodia, you know, like did you ever see the Yu-Gi-Oh cards where they had like Exodia of bronze and it was like the chest is Master Yi and then like the arm is Blitzcrank and then another arm is a Moo Moo
Hmm.
and I can't remember who the other ones were, but there was like pieces that all fit together and it's like these are the champions that just raffle stomp bronze, right? And then there's a period where those champions just disappear. It's because the game is played at a different level. Like, you don't get out of bronze by playing like an LCS player. You get out of bronze by playing like a silver player. You get out of silver by playing like a good gold player, not by playing like a diamond player. Trust me, I know. There is nothing more infuriating than being a diamond player and setting up plays that would totally work and they never get followed in silver
Hmm.
because people don't see the play. And if you play like me, I can play in diamond. I'm a diamond fucking player, right? But playing like a diamond in silver does not work. You get out of silver by playing at a gold level. So don't try to leapfrog and just do what the LCS is doing. Do what you do well. Right? Like there was a quote that was on Reddit this week from one of the LCS coaches, and that quote was, oh shit, it was any champion is good if you're good.
Yeah, I saw that quote. I think they tweeted that out a couple days ago. I can't. Was it a player that said that or a coach?
I thought it was a coach, but maybe it's a player. I don't know.
I think it was a
But
player. I
I
believe.
just saw the quote, and I was like, that is really cool. Like I'm gonna say
Hmm.
that on the podcast
Yeah.
for sure because that's so true. You know, that's that's really what you should be focusing on, not trying to emulate pro play. And if you are going to emulate pro play, if you are going to take TP bot, fine. Understand why you're fucking doing it. Don't just do it because that's the new meta, bro. Gold Forge Raven. Dumbass. Like, that guy,
Oh.
holy shit. Like, just listen to me when I say you are doing something that makes no sense. Like, don't just do it because it's what the LCS does. Ah, drives me crazy. Okay, so cool. The last thing that I wanted to talk about is we got some feedback from some of the coaching sessions that we've been putting on YouTube. And this one's from Mr. Abstruse. And Mr. Abstruse he just got coaching, is I think the newest video up, which was Silver 4, Karma Mid on YouTube. And I made it more accessible if you
Was
go
that
to
my
our
car? That was my karma in my game yesterday, huh?
yeah,
My
yeah.
first game.
I
Man,
coached
was
him and he
fun.
whipped ass in
Yeah,
the
he did.
community games. Like he looked good in the community games, and I coached him the day before. And I kept saying that during the community games. Like, oh shit, Mr. Abtruse, he's kicking ass. Look at him go. Just applied all that coaching. It's kind of a humble brag, but whatever. But he wrote in and he said, "Hey, he was reviewing the coaching video after we did it, and he was really happy in the way it went. He liked how like questions would be asked, so he's forced to think about things. And then he had responded that like the breakdown of team fighting and tower diving was really good." That he needed to pay attention to auto text positioning, and it really helped him focus and punish other people's mistakes. And in particular, he said the part at the end where I like drew on the screen, I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the things you need to improve. That really helped him zone in on something that he needed to focus on, right? And he
Mhm.
would put that in the background, but he said, "I've never been coached before, but it was a light years difference in mentality, and it helps a ton. So thanks a bunch."
Aw.
Well, I just wanted to read that because like seldomly get good feedback. that I was like,
I feel
yeah,
good, man. I feel
yeah, I was
good.
like,
Okay.
yeah, it feels good. But no, I mean, I just want to say, like, for everyone else out there that's listening to this podcast, if you are listening to this podcast, you're doing it to try to get better at League, because otherwise, there's no reason to.
Mhm.
I'm sure we're entertaining or whatnot, but other than that, there's no reason to really like listen to a podcast about getting better at League if that's not your goal, right? If that is your goal, go check out these videos because you will learn something, right? Like that's the guy I just coached sending in a review about what it did for him, right? So watch what he did and see if it helps you, right? There's, I think, 3, 4, or 5 up. Sam did one coaching video a long time ago. It's still on there. I did, I think, 4 more, and they're all on there. I'll have to go look. Uh, we can go check that out in a minute just to make sure. But I think there's like 4 videos. One is of a platinum player who's playing in gold flex. So that should give you an idea of like what happens when I take a plat player and then I drop them into gold. And like this is what they do and what they need to do. And the funny thing is, whenever I coach silver players, it's a lot the same issues. That it's just not as exaggerated on a plat player that hasn't been coached than a silver player that hasn't been coached. And it's really interesting. So if there's somebody that's around your elo, watch that video in particular. You may be making a lot of the same mistakes. It may open your eyes to some stuff that you didn't even realize you were doing. Right? And if there's somebody who's a higher elo than you, watch that video. See what it is like the next level has to deal with, right? But don't just be like, I think I'm a plat level player, so I'm just going to watch the video on plats. Nah, man. Just watch where you're at first. See if there's shit you can apply. Do that, then, kind of take in as much information as you can. But the feedback we've gotten is pretty good. I know I've gotten some stuff on the audio. Apparently, my OBS is not set to capture my mic loud enough, and the game noise is too loud. I will fix that next time I do a coaching video.
Mhm.
Thank you guys for your feedback. I appreciate that because I'm always trying to make stuff better. Hey, Ollie,
Everyone,
have you got coaching
but
before? You done anything like that
I've
yet?
never done coach. Actually, no, I did coaching for one guy. This is when I was last season. So I plat 4, and then this guy was silver. I think he was silver 3, and he wanted to learn Fiora. So like I was really good at Fiora, and I was teaching him just laning phase, what to do, like how to play against a Darius. And Darius is one of those tough matchups. And he just didn't know what to do. And then once I explained to him how to play against a Darius, I didn't even know how to play Darius. I just know how to play against a Darius. Um, I taught him like you need to do this, know your power spike, respect his passive. He messaged me about a week later. He told me that in the last 10 Darius games he played, he had won 7 of them, and
Nice.
he really applied what I taught him in coaching. I was like, oh, thanks, dude. I didn't think I was a good coach. I just like because I thought I was whatever. I just tell you what
Uh,
I
you know,
do.
Ironically, I get the opposite effect is people try to apply this stuff and then they fuck it up and they go down in elo first. You know, that's
Yeah.
usually how it goes. Mr. Abstruse is kind of the opposite of he just like somehow I don't know, Ready Player One all of the information straight into his brain and did it the next day. I mean,
So
dude,
you were just like, please, 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 please. I was like, oh shit, he got it right.
I
Thank
was like,
God.
oh,
My
good,
one
he's
good
doing it.
case.
He's doing it. It was like, look at this fucking fly. It just flew into my eye.
Man, I hate this shit,
Oh,
man.
I hate this fly so fucking much. Anyway, it was like watching like a newborn deer walk for the first time. At first, it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like,
I'm
and
scared. I'm scared.
then
Dad.
you're like, come on, you can do it. Eat the carrot, and then the deer solo kills like Diana in lane, and you're like, yeah, deer, that's you. You did that. Good job, Bambi.
Is that a Bambi sequel?
I don't know if it is a badass Bambi sequel.
um, but I was coach too back in season 6 when I was playing ADC. This is back when I think Lucian was this Thunderlords this season Thunderlords came out. So like Lucian was meta because the fucking Thunderlords was broken.
Mhm.
And like I was afraid of playing against Lucian against any short range ADCs like Vayne. And I got coached by this Diamond 5 ADC. And in one game, my whole mindset changed. And he's like, you shouldn't be scared of Lucian because you beat Lucian mid to late game, and just worry about your laning phase. And he was supporting me, and I was just like, I felt so comfortable playing. And I think that's what everyone needs to like take from like not even just watching videos, just like accepting a coaching, like a coach tutorial from someone. Just like let
Well, I
someone
mean,
coach you.
the
One
the
game changes a lot.
I'm gonna share my story a little bit on coaching. There was a time when one of my friends for Christmas bought me coaching, and I talked to this guy, and I was like, he paid for coaching from like a booster or something that was supposed to come coach me or whatever.
Boost my
And
account.
I was like, okay, well that's cool. I like no, it wasn't like a boost my account thing, but it was like the guy boosts or he coaches, and the coaching was like whatever. I've still got the guy on my Skype, and I've never taken him up on the coaching because I was always like, I'm gonna wait till I get to the next level and I plateau, and then I'm gonna get the coaching, and then I'll be ready. And I don't feel like I'm wasting my time because I haven't hit my ceiling yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was fucking dumb of me. That was arrogance and pride, and I didn't want somebody to tell me what I was doing wrong because I wanted to feel like I was better at the game than I was at the time. And I can look back on that and say, yeah, I shouldn't have worried about that. I should have just taken what I could, and I would have gotten better faster, right? Or like my mentality would have been better,
Mm-hmm.
and I could have learned a ton that would have made my life a lot fucking easier. But I didn't because I was too,
Stubborn.
yeah, stubborn. No, I mean that's great.
That's
That's
that's that's
exactly the
that's
word.
that's
Yeah.
the trait that I have. Like I could be better if I watch all the 30-minute videos on YouTube. Anybody can. But no one wants to take the time to do it.
Mm. Well, no, I
There's
mean for
no
me it was like I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna get to the point where I don't feel like I can progress anymore by myself. Then I'm gonna call that guy in because then I'll get maximum value,
mm-hmm.
right? And it's like
That takes forever sometimes.
shouldn't have done that because it's like 3 years later. It was prepaid for, and the guy's still on my Skype. Some random booster is still on my Skype. And now if I look him up, he's probably like Diamond 5 or something. And it's like, I could have learned from this guy like a long time ago, and now it's
Yeah.
probably too late anyway. But it's been prepaid for, and he never actually did anything. So the dude kind of lucked out on that. But
Took the
anyway.
money.
So yeah, don't be that guy. Don't be me, in short. And just get what you can. We're giving it away here. So, you know, don't buy the cow. Just fuck it. Fuck the cow. And then
Wow, okay.
drink
Family
some
friendly,
milk.
by the way.
Do what?
Family friendly, by
Yeah,
the way.
family friendly. Fuck the cow for free, and then drink its milk. Isn't that the analogy? It's like,
I
why
don't know
get
what now you're
married?
talking. You're in a whole different universe,
You
bro. I
never
don't.
heard don't buy the, it's like an old lady thing that I've perverted, but it's like, if you have sex before marriage, then a guy is never going to marry you because why buy the cow when you get the milk for free? Right? That's what
For
old
the
women
first part,
said
not
all
the
the time.
second.
Have you never
Yeah.
heard that before? Do they
No.
not have that
No.
saying in Canada?
I don't think they have that saying in this
Do they
generation at
have
all.
cows in Canada?
We have cows, yeah.
You guys have milk?
Yeah, we got milk.
Do you
We
get it
have
for
bagged
free?
milk. Don't you know we have bagged milk?
Do you guys get it for free?
No, we don't get
Does
it
the
for
bag
free.
milk come for free, and so thus then
No.
the saying would not make sense? Because you guys are like, oh, we all get our milk for free. Canada Milk Stamps, 2018.
Oh my god, dude! I've never heard of that saying. I don't know what.
I don't.
I was born
How
in
have you
'95.
not? It is
I
like,
have never heard that saying before.
just go to Google. Go to Google
Okay,
and type
how
in,
does this thing go? How does this thing go? He
why
can't.
buy the cow when you can get the milk for free?
Why buy the cow?
I mean, this surely isn't something that like died between the 10 years of life that I have over you. This is not, this saying has been forever.
I don't have a year. I've never heard of this, man.
But you're finding it though.
I'm finding it.
You
Yeah.
have to
When we
find it.
get
I
the
mean,
milk.
it's real. It's been there. It's forever. Anyway, we'll close out the podcast with that. So,
Not fucking a cow.
well, no, I mean, yeah, there you go. Which is kind of odd because I'm like, hey, you should help support the Patreon. By the way, we're giving out the podcast for free, but, make a down payment on that cow because we're really getting fucked here by server costs.
Please give us money.
Please give me money. But no,
Please.
like, for real though, guys, like, I don't know if you guys understand how expensive it is to put on a podcast, but we make like no profit at all on this thing. And even if I did make profit, I would not keep it. I would use it at the end of the year if we even had money, and I would try to do something fun for the podcasters that devote their time voluntarily every week to put out content for everyone else, to do something fun, like maybe go to the NALCS finals or something. If we had, I mean, help pay for it, not like go. Okay, so whenever I say that, everybody's gonna think like, yeah, damn, they make a lot of money. Like, no, we don't. So to give you guys an idea, we make around $120 a month in Patreon, right? Which sounds like a lot. But our server costs are $40 for our podcast hosting for our RSS feed. We pay $20 a month for Zencaster so we can record the podcast together with minimal audio issues. So that's $60. We pay another $40 a month to our audio editors, sometimes more if it's a 5-week month. And right there, we were at between $100 and $110. If we have any kind of equipment failure, we're in the negative.
Please send money.
So, I mean, yeah, we are self-sustaining at 120, but that's about it. I mean, we don't make anything. We are doing this as a labor of love, and if you do feel like supporting us, I'm genuinely begging to say, hey, do this so I don't have to volunteer my time and then pay for it too. So please help us out. I would really appreciate it. If you like the podcast, we're still not going to charge anything for it, even if it goes into the red, because we are committed to fucking the cow ourselves.
Yep.
Right.
Words of Blake, not mine.
Yeah. I've already seen Ollie ass deep in a cow. He's only been here like twice, and I showed up and I'm like, Ollie, would you please stop fucking that cow? It's 8 o'clock. I knew it's time to record. She's had enough. And the cow's like, he doesn't care.
Or like a Canadian cow.
He does not care. So, all right, guys. With that, I will just say good night, everybody.